Hey! Hi! Welcome! Let me move my microphone here because we are prepared and I have everything ready to go here. Hi there. Welcome. So excited you guys could join us. Looks like I might be... No, I'm not. Oh my goodness, I am dropping some frames. Allow me to resolve that shortly here. We will drop the bitrate down to what OBS was originally recommending me do. But I was hoping maybe we could eke out a little bit more performance here. Let's try this. It looks like it's going down. Hey guys, how are you? Welcome. So happy that you could join us on this brand new YouTube channel here. And also take a look at all of the new fun stuff that we got going on here on the YouTubes. So we're going to reduce that bitrate a little bit more because it looks like we're still having some problems here. I don't know why, because I tested this before, and it was just fine. Looks like we are holding steady here. All right. Hopefully I still look okay. I had to reduce the bitrate quite a bit. So it is still 1080 at 30, but probably not quite as crispy 1080 as you're used to. So hello. We have our own brand new, completely independent YouTube channel that's just for streaming. This is a new weekly show called Ansuini Live, and unlike the Randy's little, hump day show, it's going to be a good time for us to talk and just hang out and enjoy life together. Nothing scheduled or pre-planned, really. I do have a few things that I could talk about if you guys all just stop saying things. But, I'm just here to have fun and say hello to you guys. So make sure to interact with me in the chat. Otherwise, it's going to be a really boring stream. So let's get to a few comments here. I want to shout out to Mr. Grant for doing the very first comment on the entire Ansuini live stream channel. Out of the entire history of everything, Grant, you win. Congratulations for winning at life. Oh my goodness. Hey, Nathan. Nathan waved hello. Hello, Nathan. And yes, Mr. Wyatt, I've seen you on Twitter more recently, so good to see that you are in person on the live stream. I mean, I'm in person to you. You can see me in person, but you're not in person to me, but you're still interacting live. So hi Wyatt. Nice to see you. Yes, Randy did actually make an entire song about me, and as Randy said in the Hump Day show yesterday, it is his favorite song that he's ever written, which, I knew I was his favorite person, but actually his dog is his favorite person. Who are we kidding? Kika is queen. All right. Oh, Randy says I can give you the You Rock version. Andy? I'm sorry, Drew. I think I said Andy. See, it's funny for a few reasons, because Drew's name does not look like the word Andy, and Randy's name kind of would look like the name Andy, but what's really funny is Mike and I just finished recording an 1.5 hour long podcast about Toy Story 2, and that we definitely talked about Andy for quite a long time. So, Drew, I'm sorry for misreading your name somehow as Andy. Yes, Drew, please send the You Rock Nick song, and I will integrate that into next stream, because I do like that song a lot better. Let's see. Mike. Hi, Mike. Welcome. I'm glad you could join in. Don't not pay attention at class, because I know you should probably do the stuff that is important in life. Wait, Nick is in Nick's streams chat. Yes, I am in 2 places at once. I just had it pulled up on my phone to make sure everything sounded good before we went live, and it does, thankfully. It sounded good, but I noticed a ton of dropped frames there, so I was like, I need to go change all that. So, drop frames, Grant. Thanks for seeing those. Drew says hello. Grant, yes, I know I'm a 30 frames per second pleb. And for the record, everyone, I still have my iPad Pro at 60 frames a second. I know there's ProMotion, and I know you can turn it a lot faster, but in the settings here, let's see, accessibility, motion, I have limit frame rate still turned on. I do not notice it at all. So I just appreciate a little bit better battery life if that's a big concern. But yeah, so that is the thing. But I know Grant is over there with his 30 frames a second. All right. Mike says, I tested this before and it was just fine. Every engineer ever. Yes, that is exactly how it works. Also, every production person who's running anything live or important. The Mac Mini is not loving me today. It keeps popping up with this. Let me just share my screen because this is OBS and it takes 3 seconds to share screens here. Actually, no, I don't have that set up because I'm stupid. All right, we won't do that, but it keeps popping up saying your iPhone 12 mini wants to connect via Bluetooth. Enter the 6-digit code. And I'm like, my iPhone 12 mini is off. What's going on? Any brokerage accounts you recommend? We'll get into that, Drew. We will get into that, I promise. The brokerage accounts that I would recommend is none of them because the whole system is corrupt and terrible. Grant, I have that, yay. Andy and Randy. They are about the same thing, Wyatt. I'm pretty sure last I checked, Andy and Randy are literally the same thing, but like one letter off. So, they are almost the same thing. I'm officially calling Drew Andy now. And Andrew, Drew, you're just tripping me out, man. You got way too many names. Just pick one. Drew says he went by Andy in high school. That's pretty funny. I don't think I've ever known an Andy. So, Drew, I think that makes you the first Andy that I've known. So, congratulations, Drew. You're also the first Drew that I've known. So, pretty much you're just the first person I've known because I'm pretty sure that's how that logic works. Don't rat me out. Oh, yes. Yes, the Andy, Randy, and Nick show. I might need to change that. We need to find, Drew, I think we need to propose a name change here. We're going to start calling you, is Nick NA still playing? Uh-oh. Let me check. Nope. Okay, good. It's not playing. I just saw Mike said something about NA. I'm like, is that still playing? Oh, OBS is so much fun. So Drew, we're going to change your name officially to Andy now, and we're going to change the tech podcast name to the Andy, Randy, and Nick show. I think that has a fun little catch to it. I think we're needing to do something with that name brand. So I appreciate that, Wyatt. That is a very good suggestion, and we might steal that at some point. I'm calling Drew Andy and calling Nick Mark from now on. That's how it works, Nathan. And Nathan, I'm just going to start calling you... Oh, I don't know, Nathan. Then we'll all be confused. Promotion makes no difference for me. Thank you! Finally! Wyatt agrees with me! Yes! Finally! I found someone on the internet who agrees with me. Promotion makes no difference. Drew, I don't care if you want 120 hertz on your iPhone. I want 60 because my phone is just fine. You know how I know? Because my iPad Pro can do 120 hertz. I have it at 60. It's been 60 for like 2 months, and I have not noticed anything, and I'm saving battery life. So I do not want 120 frames a second on the next iPhones just because screw you, Drew, and also saving battery life. So Wyatt, thank you for agreeing. Good at Life, welcome, Good at Life. Thoughts on Robinhood? We'll get to that once I catch up with the whole chat here, and we're in a little bit of a lull. I'll definitely launch into a little bit of anger at the corruption that's going on right now. Grant says it's true, anything can go wrong, and it will. Exactly. I heard some good things about investing in GameStop. Really? Good at Life? That's a good idea. Everyone, I don't know, should go invest in GameStop. And AMC and all of the other places. Watch YouTube like shadow ban this video because I mentioned GameStop once. That's probably going to happen. And I'm not the first Grant, Actually, you're not Grant. I knew a Grant in high school. We were friends in high school. So, sorry, you weren't the first Grant in my life. But you were the best. So, the other Grant in real life was kind of mean. So, you've redeemed the name Grant for me. Drew is agreeing with something I said earlier. You're good. I was commenting on the stream. Okay, great. Can't stand 60 hertz on my iPad at all on my iPad. Well, Nathan, I'm sorry. Maybe, I don't know, you should just go get an iPad that has 120 hertz and leave that switch turned on. And I will live over here with Wyatt in our much more superb battery life saving world. It's so much better. Good at Life, it might be me, but you're dropping a couple frames here and there. I sure hope I'm not dropping too many frames. It looks like I dropped a ton of frames at the very beginning because I had the bitrate just cranked all the way up to the top, which it looks like I still do. So, I don't know. We had messed around with this earlier, and we had a bunch of... I was streaming at 1080 at 60 frames a second, and the bit rate was like in the 3000s, and I just have it set to 1500 right now, and it's struggling. So I don't know what's going on. I was thinking maybe I should have restarted my computer right before I hit the live button, just to make sure everything was nice and clean. I'm closing out all the other applications right now, just in case. I want to save this to the desktop, so just a moment here. I want to make sure that everything's all cleared out, just so we can make sure. Yeah. All right. So now everything is cleared out except for OBS and the one tab of live chat, basically. So sorry about that. Hopefully I'm no longer dropping any frames. Drew is offended at a personal level. Well, that's okay, because it was a personal attack or something. If you've seen that meme. Wyatt is laughing on the floor. Oh my goodness, Wyatt. Are you okay? Oh no, you should be better. Try to breathe or something. Mike says, like the stock market, Nick is very volatile about Andy. Yes, I am very volatile 98% of the time. I'm about as little volatile as you can get, but I am definitely crazy. Randy, you missed the most funniest Freudian slip ever, Mr. Randy. You missed me messing up Drew's name and calling him Andy. I was looking at the Andrew Erickson, and I was also thinking about you, because we're talking about the NA song that I played at the beginning. And I was also just getting off the phone with Mike, and we talked about Toy Story 2, where we talked about Andy for like literally an hour and a half. And it all just kind of rolled off the tongue as like, oh, hi, Andy, welcome to the chat. And I was very embarrassed, and this is live, and now I'm just rambling about it. So now you're caught up, Randy. Congratulations. I have 120, but whatever, I'll try to switch. I just can't. Well, you should, and then just allow it to be its thing, and then you'll just realize your battery life's like a bunch better. It's actually not a ton better. It's just like itsy bitsy bits a little bit better. I haven't actually noticed that that's how much. It's probably not impacting anything, but hey, I am just doing the switch out of principle at this point. Wyatt says, Randy missed everything. Can we get a coffee shop stream? You know, Good at Life, that might be a good idea for a new channel. I'm always looking for new channels because Lord knows I don't have enough of those right now. So I think we need to get a coffee shop channel where it's literally just a coffee shop background, and get like a cheap green screen and just like really bad coffee shop. And like they have those ASMR things where it's you pull it up and it just plays like background ambiance. That's it, background ambiance. So we need to do that for coffee shops. Mr. Andrew Erickson says LMAO equals laughing on the floor somehow. That is exactly what that means. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what that means. Andy is best boy. That is very true. You're cool too, Drew. Oh, that's very nice. Okay, well, I caught up with the chat. Only took like 10 minutes or so. Oh, thanks for guys for joining. I really appreciate it. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of today. Have you guys noticed that, 2020 was a bad year? I think most people would agree 2020 was like a pretty terrible year for most people. Between losing jobs and getting furloughed and having the economy shut down and having people dying from a big virus and, just the fires and the riots and it was just a terrible year. But have you noticed that since we've been in the year 2021, every Wednesday is somehow worse than all of 2020 combined? The first Wednesday of the year, if I recall, was the Capitol riot. I believe that was the 6th. Let me pull up the calendar here. Because I don't want to be spreading fake news. Let's see here. Pulling up the calendar. I haven't actually opened up the calendar on this computer yet. Okay, yeah. So Wednesday the 6th was the Capitol riot. Very terrible day. Wednesday the 13th was when Nancy Pelosi filed for impeachment, if I recall correctly. And on the 20th was the inauguration day and all of the angry people and stress that was, and obviously we have a new president now, and thankfully nothing bad happened that day, but like lots of things changed that day. And then yesterday we had the craziest thing ever. The populist rising up against the broken establishment system. I could not be more happy. I have always been excited to see populism stand up against the establishment. many of you know I'm more conservative leaning in my political tendencies, but I always found it funny that people let themselves be divided against party lines, because I am the first to admit that I don't hold a lot of standard conservative tendencies, and I agree with plenty of people who are, on the more liberal spectrum, because I like to find certain points and ideas that we can connect on and agree with and debate about, and more of a policy guy. So given all the craziness that's happened, especially with the more authoritarian type lockdowns and kind of authoritarian power grabs that have been happening, I've been pretty surprised that the populist left and the populist right haven't really figured out that they actually agree on a lot of different things, which I'm just kind of sitting there like, I agree with a lot of things you guys say, and I agree with a lot of things you guys say, and I don't understand why you guys don't realize that you guys agree with each other on like lots of things. Mostly fighting the establishment, and the establishment being the crony Democrats and Republicans who are sitting there in the Capitol Hill trying to screw over the American person as much as they possibly can in as little amount of time as they can. Who was it? I think it was Nancy Pelosi. She bought a bunch of Tesla shares like 3 or 4 days ago, and then like Biden announced that he was doing a bunch of EVs for the federal workforce, and then you had just a couple days ago, McConnell was doing something. I remember seeing some headlines that like McConnell was doing some pretty icky dealings too, and I'm just like, really, guys? We all gotta like find a way to like unite as like a group of people, right? Like the people are supposed to be in control here, not these dumb people who are, there for 90 years. So all that to say, I was super excited to see all of this AMC GameStop thing come down, because the whole financial system is very delicate. And it's kind of funny how, oh yeah, those rich people will play the game as long as it's making them money. And they'll tell you, stop complaining when the game doesn't make you money. But as soon as you start figuring out how to play the game and figure it out as much as they start losing big time, like, I don't know, in the order of $70 billion, then they, shut down the apps and, we got to have, they shut everything down and, populist can't win. And it's like, oh my goodness, it just shows, like, it's never been more obvious how much corruption there is in all this centralized power. And how we want to go about like fixing it. I am pretty fat pacifist in most ways, so I hated the Capitol riots. I hate it when people get out in the streets and break things. I would much rather see civil disobedience, and that's exactly what this is. People are playing a legal game right now, the game of the stock market, and they're playing it legally, and they're winning, and the establishment is losing billions of dollars. And I'm just sitting here like, oh, this is great. It's kind of sad though, because, there are going to be people's investments in, retirement accounts who didn't necessarily want to get involved. But at the end of the day, this is kind of one of the last ways that we can send a message to those who, are trying to hold power over us in a way that's not fair or derived by the people. So anyway, enough of the monologue. Let's catch up with the chat, see how much you guys hate me for that monologue, and see how many people are going to dislike an upsub because I talked about politics for a few seconds. Arguable. Because Drew's the best. Politics is always a great source of bad news. It really is. Like you can never stop reading politics and think, oh wow, that was a good day. There was one moment today. Ted Cruz, I think. Yeah, Ted Cruz said he agreed with AOC, and I was just like, hey. That's nice. People are agreeing. This is wonderful. And then, the comment section in both of those Twitter threads were angry at each other. And I'm just like, oh, gosh, guys. Anyway, but it was nice to see that, maybe there's a glimmer of hope for people to put aside their dumb political differences and try to fix policy. Are bagels a political issue? Well, Mike, it depends on how you pronounce bagels. If you're from Canada or Minnesota, you will pronounce them boggles. And I will tell you that is very wrong. And you're so wrong, in fact, if you pronounce them boggles, you should be put in jail for life. That is exactly the political meaning of bagels. Just don't go there. EV news was great news. Yeah, I was happy to hear that Tesla got all this. Biden announced that they're going to do EVs across the federal workforce. That's fine. I kind of like it. It's going to be good for Tesla and all the people who have invested in Tesla. But what I was saying though is there was that kind of crony establishment of it where like she bought a bunch of Tesla shares right before the news broke, right? Like that's kind of like inside baseball. That shouldn't be allowed. And it's that kind of thing that it's like, yeah, no thanks. So that's what I mean. Yeah, the EV news is great. Mike, that's too far. Yes, bagels are very political. Come on, we can't go that far. Dang, was going to start a channel on bagels. You know, you should. I was going to coin it Tailosive Bagels. Ooh, that's an original name. Mike, you better grab all of the Twitter handles, Twitch streams, YouTube channels, and name it Tailosive Bagels. And that's where we'll actually cover all of the actual news. Maybe that's what we'll do. The Tailosive News Network will be the parody thing that Drew and Wyatt work on, but Tailosive Bagels will be the most biased news source ever, and that's what we'll do. We need term limits. Highly agree with that, Wyatt. If you look at what other countries do, and even how it used to work, like way back in the 1800s, like political office was not a career. People would work it for a year or 4 years even, and then they'd be done. Yeah, highly agree. Term limits are mostly the problem here. Like that, yeah. But everyone who is in power is not going to vote to not give themselves power. So, anyway. Drew says, too soon. Yes, very much too soon for Tailosive Bagels. Ban Mike, that was horrible. Wow. I am not into cancel culture at all, so you can try to cancel me. I'll still be here, and I'm not going to cancel Mike because he has a right to say whatever he wants as long as it's not outside of the terms and service of YouTube or whatever the rules of this chat are that I don't know about. I hate it when the rich people go boo bippity bippity bo. Yes, that's exactly what they do. I'm pretty sure that all the rich people were just saying boo bippity bippity bo. Yeah. So let's see what else is going on here. It's funny to see how confused everyone is about it, though. Yeah, it is pretty funny to just see how everyone thought yeah. Anyway, short sellers are learning. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Exactly. It is just kind of like a big casino, and you know, I know it does provide a little bit of like market price setting for different companies, but it's mostly a casino these days. At least it has been run for many years, and most people in there think it's a casino. So, yeah, you play stupid games, you definitely win stupid prizes in the tune of a couple $70 billion. AOC retweeted Cruz and told him that he tried to have her killed 3 weeks ago, so basically leave her alone and resign. I know. It's like, okay, well, he tried, and, you know, if she didn't want to accept it, that's fine, and it's not a big deal. But it was kind of nice. There was a glimmer of hope there for a moment that, like, people could just, like, get along. Please, get along, everybody. Anyway, what if we all agree, hear me out, to legalize light bulb sharing? What? No, we can't do that. Oh my goodness. No, we cannot share light bulbs. The light bulb in my background here is mine. If I shared that light bulb with people, you would have my light bulb. Are you trying to take my light bulb away from me, Mike? I need my light bulb. I cannot believe you, Mike. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I know, Drew. We had these rules passed for a reason, Mike. We can't share light bulbs. We don't talk about the light bulb incident of 1943. Are you trying to bring up bad memories? My grandpa fought in the light bulb incident of 1943. It was a 3-year global conflict. Oh gosh, I cannot believe you. Bringing up all these bad memories. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I can hear Randy laughing on his yacht from here. And by yacht, you mean Model 3, then yes. I'm sitting in my yacht. Yes. Drew probably actually is sitting in his Model 3. Just I don't think I've shown you guys the picture that I used for Randy. I should try to see if I can make this go big here. Edit. See if if you can't see that on the stream here, it might be a little too bright. Let's try reducing that brightness. Let's see if I can go back to OBS. Yeah, this is the profile picture that I use for Randy. I know iMessage allows you to share profile pictures and use one that he customizes, and I always get that little notification, Randy would like to use his picture. And I'm like, no, I like this picture. He sent me this Animoji probably a year and a half, 2 years ago, and it was him with a monocle. If you can't see it, it's Randy with a monocle, and he's going like this. and that's just always how I picture Randy, because we all know he is just bougie as heck and very funny. So that is the that is the picture I use for Randy. All right. Wyatt wants to know where the Bokeh Ball video is. I know people are starting to ask. My friend Scott just asked me last night where the vlog that he appears in is, and I have like 4 or 5 vlogs sitting on my iPad that I need to edit, but there have been so many more interesting projects to work on. Like I just finished, and when we finish up here, I'm going to launch my very first fully edited Nick Picks video that will then start going out on a weekly basis. And I'm very proud of this video, and it took like 4 days to make, and I'm going to be doing my best not to repeat that mistake next time, and turn these around in about a 2-day time period instead of 4 days. But yeah, that is that. I'm getting used to this whole full-time creator thing. So there is a recorded vlog about how I made the Bokeh Ball tree video, but basically it's just a tree branch spray painted white with little, I believe they call them fairy lights, but they're just like super tiny little LEDs on a long string. But I will give you guys the whole video on that at some point. I actually need a light bulb. Well, Mike, are you still trying to bring up this light bulb thing? Just go to the store and buy one. I'm not going to share. There's past laws about sharing light bulbs. You can't do that, okay? That's good crying, Nick. You should be an actor. Let's work on something and have no bloopers. Okay, I see. So you can break character and laugh all the time, but as soon as I start doing it, it's not okay. Oh, okay. I see how this unfair game is played. You know what? I'm just going to start short selling all the stocks in Randy, and then you can get stuck with the difference, okay? Bam. Mic drop. Nick is bad with names today. Uh-oh. I hope not. Drew, you mean Randy. Uh-oh. I guess I did mess it up. Sorry. Yes, I've been talking for like 4 hours today. Yeah. Sorry about that. Sorry, Randy. Drew has a Model 3. Oh, did I say that? Oh, wow. Everyone's just coming up with a whole code here. Randy equals Drew. Drew equals Andy. Nick equals yes. My new name is now Yes. Yes. That's great. That's a good looking profile pic. That's why I keep it. That one you try to use with your like, and you're like all dressed up and like, I think that's the one. It's like green and you're just like, like, I don't want that. I like the Animoji one that I have. Mark, what's up with you names today? Man, I messed it up bad then, huh? Wow. Oh my goodness. Coming from the platinum card holder, I'm the bougie one. Oh, okay, yes, Randy. So, story about the platinum card is likely getting canceled this year. I can't find a purpose for it, and I don't see me traveling anytime this year with it. So, probably going to be canceling it in about a month and a half or so, which is really sad. So, I need to figure out a new daily spending card to start using. But that's probably not a good conversation for this stream because I need to do a lot of research. I'm pretty sure I will likely end up thinking the Apple Card is the best option, but I really want to find a better option than the Apple Card because the Apple Card is like so vanilla. Like I mean, I guess maybe what I do need is a vanilla card, but like the Apple Card's just kind of boring. And like I don't want to go to the dark side. So I'm going to keep looking around for another card to be my daily spender. But at the end of the day, I'm going to be using Simple Bank as much as I can until it disappears. I'm okay. I'm okay, guys. Simple Bank is disappearing, but I'm okay. All right. Yeah, okay, Nick. I mean, Mark. There you go. I get the wrong name now, too. All right. I know. I guess I messed up that pretty bad. I'm very sorry, Drew and Randy. At least I'm still Mike. Are you Mike? It looks like your name is Gamer. So that's how we're going to start calling you Gamer. Gamer Model Y. Model Y Gamer. There you go. You're the favorite Mike. Don't drop me, Nick. Mike drops hurt. Oh! Well, I think there are 3 microphones in AirPods Pro, so I mic'd dropped you 3 times. Congratulations. Oh my goodness, this is a changed Nick. I am changed. I'm glad you've realized this. It's taken me many years to ascend to my final form. I hope this isn't my final form. I still need to get on that darn treadmill. Could you imagine if you just stopped changing? This is a thought for you. Could you imagine if you just stopped changing one day? Your hair didn't grow anymore. Your nails wouldn't grow. They wouldn't degrade. You wouldn't get cuts or scratches. And you wouldn't mature or become more immature. And you just stay exactly flatlined. Imagine how boring that would get. The fun part of life is that it does change. Just a change, Nick. Get the Apple Card. No platinum card. Okay, I know. Well, I don't know. I didn't use it last year. Thankfully, they moved all their credits to be streaming credits and stuff. But I don't think I need it. I don't know. I'm not looking forward to paying $550 in April. April, I believe, is my renewal date. So I have until then to decide if I want to cancel it. I just got the Apple Card today. It's nice. Mike, you didn't mention this? I'm sorry, Gamer, you didn't mention this? Model Y Gamer, you didn't mention this? I cannot believe you. You're such a terrible friend. Oh, my goodness. Grant says, not to get political here, but are you getting the vaccine so you can travel? Well, that is a good question, Grant. I am always a little hesitant about beta testing things. I have experienced my fair share of betas on iOS devices and macOS devices, and macOS Catalina beta was just so stable. Let's just say I have a very cautious little streak in me where I'm like, so you did what normally takes 10 years to develop and test in 8 months? I just wonder if there might be some more long-term side effects. So I'm definitely going to wait around. I'm not going to be day one adopter, just like I am with software these days, because I'd rather not, have my body start having bugs. That wouldn't be good. You can't do a DFU mode on your body. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna be waiting a little while to see how it all shakes out. Calm down, Nick. The Apple Card is the best one. Aw, thanks, Randy. I love you too. Yeah, the Apple Card will probably end up being the best one after I do all my research, but I really wish that there was another option that's slightly more exciting than the Apple Card. But yeah, I know. It's terrible. My card doesn't taste like vanilla. It tastes well, I guess it tastes like a Starship. See, joke's on you, Mike, because the Starship is made out of stainless steel, not out of titanium? I believe, yeah, titanium. Platinum card is actually made out of stainless steel, which is kind of funny. You'd think they'd make it out of platinum, right? This big fancy card that has all of the fancy benefits. Actually, I'll use this one that has different numbers. Look at that. You can see the front of this one. The numbers here do nothing. Am I jittering that bad? Is my stream? What's going on with the stream here? No, it's kind of fluctuating. Wow. All right, maybe I can't do 1080p next time. But yeah, this is sweaty. That's gross. But yeah, this is stainless steel, I think. All right. It tastes like titanium. Tell him, Mike. So I'm so sad that we didn't get an Apple Card up here in America's Hat. Oh, you're up in America's Hat, good at life. I think I remember you saying that. Well, if you want to go get me some very delicious maple syrup, I'd be more than happy to take some, because, you people up in America's Hat know how to be nice and make the best maple syrup ever. And I'm not a stereotypical American who only knows 2 things about Canada. I know 3 things. All right. Tastes like titanium. I need to reread that. This is the Apple Card, and I'm going to pretend to be Gamer Y Mike. It tastes like titanium. Yes. I will kill you, Mike. I don't know how I'd ever do that. Oh, Wyatt wants to know any advice on a new podcast. Yeah, that is a good question. Randy says, "Come on, America's forehead." This is also true. Podcast. You definitely want to be regular about it. Pick a time in the week. If it's going to be weekly, a daily, or a monthly show, or bi-weekly or whatever, just you need to be like pretty regular about it. You also want to be a character that people are interested in being entertained by. As I believe there's a Nick and Randy show going up next week where Randy and I was going to say Nick and I was like, wait a minute, no, that's wrong. See, I'm messing up my own name too. This is just really great. Randy and I talk about how our personalities are different off camera, and everyone who's on camera has a camera personality. And yeah, my camera personality is pretty bombastic and and some people hate that, which is totally fine because that's not really who I am. I'm really more of a quiet guy who doesn't really say too much, and I try to be clever and witty, but sometimes that doesn't go out well. All right, didn't drop. Don't drop Frame either. He's fragile. Frame? Is Frame getting dropped too? Well, I was trying to frame him, but it wasn't working. It was kind of a bad pun. You don't have to laugh at that. I don't know why I'm just dropping frames kind of randomly, guys. This is an M1 Mac Mini. It has no other applications open except for OBS and messages. I guess I can quit messages, huh? I don't need that anymore. Because Scott's now in the chat, and that's why I don't need messages. Don't draw. French poutine, baga, and maple syrup. Yep. I do love some poutine. Poutine? That's pretty good. Gamer Y Mike. Yep, that's what my mom named me. Gamer Y Mike. That's exactly it. Oh my goodness. Yes, Scott, I'm sorry you're offended, but welcome to the chat. I know you're busy with homework, so I didn't want to bother you because, you're Mr. Busy over there, and we do have like 4 hours scheduled for tomorrow night, so I didn't want you to get too tired of me because that is never a good thing. You don't want too much Nick Ansuini in your life. It'll wreck you permanently, irreversibly. Also, you should turn on post notifications on Twitter. Come on, Scott. How else are you going to know when I'm going live? Your friend wouldn't text you. Taylor's a food episode on credit cards. That's not a bad idea. I might have to review all of the credit cards that I have from a flavor perspective. That'd actually be pretty funny. I might do that. Not a bad idea, Nathan. I would love to bring maple syrup, but the border is a little closed right now. What? No way. They closed the border? What? No way. Why would they do that? There's nothing going around in the world that's making people ill and sick. And yeah. Scott, as your best friend, I had to find out you were live on a new channel on Twitter. And I was all in caps, so that's how you know he was yelling at me. Well, you were doing homework, and he didn't want to bother you, so I'm sorry, Scott. Wyatt says, kick Randy out of the show. We want the Nick show. Well, this is the Nick show. Welcome to the Nick show, Wyatt. You've been watching it for the past 40 minutes. What are you doing with your life? Go get a life. I'm not that interesting, I promise. You mean Ansuini Live? Why? Exactly, Randy. Thank you. No, Randy is Drew. Drew is Andy. Nick is Mark. I'm Gamer. And that man in the back is playing Galaga? Galaga? I have no idea what that means. That comment gave me cancer. Wow. People are getting cancer just reading things. I didn't know it was that contagious. Sounds worse than COVID. I'm sorry you have cancer, Drew. Want some flowers? Oh my gosh, you guys are getting salty over there. It's pronounced Poutine. Thank you, Randy. Appreciate that. Nick, you always bother me. Okay, well, Scott, let me text you real quick, Scott, and we'll make sure that you know I'm live. Hey, Scott, I'm live. and it auto-corrected to A live because iMessage hates me. So yeah, there we go. I now texted you. Glad to know that I can bother you now, Scott. Great. I had to take a break from Nick Ansuini. I know. I'm pretty boring, Grant. I understand. There's no offense here. I promise. But I actually do have to run and do homework. Have fun. All right, Scott. Have fun. Don't want to take part in credit card tasting. So many dirty places they've been in, like the credit card reader. This is contactless, though, Mike. This is contactless, so you can just wave it around, and you don't have to touch it. I actually did clean this with a hand sanitizer a little while ago, and it didn't taste that bad. I think Andy left us. I think Andy did leave us. Oh well, he has a life, unlike you, Wyatt. I'm totally kidding, by the way. Gangla, yes, a cult classic. Yes, I have no idea what that means now. Scott, Nick is now live. By the way, hey, Scott, even Wyatt is now letting you know. Thank you, Wyatt, for letting us know. I think I'll need the reminder too. Grant is also going to need a reminder. My goodness, before I go live, I'm just going to have to text everyone I know that I'm live. That's what Twitter's for. Twitter's there so I can tell everyone the same thing at one time instead of having to tell a bunch of people things separately. Yes, the Bloods, Crips, and the Ganglas. Yes, Ganglas. That's exactly how it works there. Canada's hat. Okay. I did want to mention this one little thing. Spoilers for WandaVision for probably the next 5 minutes. There's not going to be anything else talked about for the next 5 minutes or so don't feel like you're missing anything. But I do want to talk about WandaVision real quick and how strange I see it. Not huge spoilers, but just kind of overall impressions of the first few episodes here. So, spoiler territory for WandaVision. Tune back in a few minutes, and I'll be done. I promise. Make it quick. But for those of you who've seen WandaVision on Disney+, you'll know what I'm talking about. So, many of you do know I canceled Disney+, about a month ago because Verizon and American Express were done paying for the year plus some change for free for me. And so I was doing just fine. But then this guy named Model Y Mike was trying to have me do all of these Pixar movies that I had to watch and then review. And so it started out just fine. We started out with Toy Story 1, and I went ahead and bought that on iTunes because I was traveling and I couldn't find my VHS of it because I wasn't at home. So I had to buy it on iTunes, and that was like $20. And I know you can rent things on iTunes, but I always just buy them on iTunes because they're the things that I would actually consider getting on iTunes are things that I'd watch repeatedly, and renting something is just kind of sounds terrible to me. So I always like to buy them. So it was like $20 to buy, what was it? Toy Story 1. I bought Toy Story 1 for $20. And then after that, we reviewed A New Hope. And A New Hope I had already owned. And so on iTunes, I was able to watch that. And then today, we were going to do Toy Story 2. And last night, I was like, I haven't watched Toy Story 2 yet. So I spent about 15-20 minutes rummaging around in boxes of old VHS tapes. And I could not find Toy Story 2. And so then I was left at a crossroads, and I looked at the content map that Mike and I have plotted out for the next couple months, and most of them were on Disney+. So I was like, well, all right. I would probably end up buying probably 2 or 3 more iTunes movies throughout the course of this next couple months of content that we have planned out, just because I'm going to be lazy or not be able to find a VHS one time. And so that's like $40-$60. A whole year of Disney Plus is $70, and so I just bit the bullet and went ahead and did a whole nother year of Disney Plus. So Randy and Drew, if you're still in the chat, congratulations, you're now the proud owners of leechers of another year of Disney Plus. So I went ahead and watched WandaVision tonight. First time I'd seen it, I wasn't super excited about the show. I'd seen a few of the ads. I got to episode 2. At the end of episode 2, I'm just not really digging it. I think I'm mostly confused of where they left off. I'm pretty sure Vision got his head crushed by Thanos at the end of Infinity War, and the Soul Stone was taken out of his forehead. So what's he doing back? I'm a little confused. And if there's a time jump, okay, that's fine. And then WandaVision, she survived the end of Endgame, and so I'm just a little confused on how it's timed and placed, and I haven't gotten to the third episode, which I hope will clear some stuff up, but I'm just not really digging it. The kind of classic retro vibes, it feels so off seeing like actresses with like kind of modern hairdos and kind of modern dresses, and it's like obviously it's a new production, like it's not fuzzy or grainy, it's just in black and white. It's like 4K at black and white or something. So it's kind of weird, to me at least. And so anyway, I'll definitely watch the third episode. I believe there are only 3 episodes that are out right now. So I'll watch it and see if I get into it. I mean, they're kind of hinting to, spoiler alert, they're kind of hinting to like Wanda being trapped somewhere, and like there's some guy on the radio who says, "Who's doing this to you, Wanda? Who's doing this to you?" And like they kind of pan out at the end of the first episode, and you see some guy at a console or something. So obviously there's probably going to be some Hydra stuff or something related, I guess. I don't know. Probably some brain game, like they had Agent Coulson, hooked up to that brain thing for a while. So maybe it's going to be something like that. I don't know. But I'm just not like into it. I'll probably watch it out of like, I have to, because otherwise I'm going to get spoiled on some YouTube video in 3 months. But I'm not enjoying it, which is kind of a bummer, because I was kind of, out of all of the new Marvel shows, I was kind of most looking forward to WandaVision, because I wasn't really sure what they were doing with the black and white color thing. So anyway, we'll see what episode 3 is like, and maybe I'll have updated thoughts. I sure hope so, because the amount of money and time that Disney has poured into this show, it should be pretty good. So end of all of the spoilers for WandaVision, unless you guys are spoiling things in the chat, in which case I blame that on you. That's not on me. All right. So when are the penguins invading the North? That is a good question. Yeah, I've seen some interesting opinions. Okay, what are your opinions there? Got to run. Oh, I'm probably misty Nathan. Good night. Thanks for joining. It was lots of fun. Nick, you monster. Sorry, Mark, you monster. Wow. For me, I didn't like the first episode because I was really annoyed about the black and white and the terrible aspect ratio. To be honest, if I didn't have faith in Marvel to save the show, I'd probably stop watching. Exactly. That's kind of where I'm at. I'm not super thrown off by the black and white because, like, I love good classic black and white TV shows. Like, I love Lucy's Show, Leave It to Beaver, Andy Griffith. Like, these are some of my favorite old-time TV shows, and they're in the 4:3 and, like, actual old TV quality. That didn't throw me off quite as much as just kind of the bland story, I guess. Like, it's just pretending to be a sitcom, but yet we're all kind of just confused to why we're there. So anyway, yeah, I have faith that Marvel, if anyone, can pull a story out of the bag. You know, they did a pretty good job with everything. So that's why I'm like, I'm going to watch it, but like, I'm not like pumped about it like I am about the Mando. So anyway, maybe that'll change with the third episode here that I haven't seen yet. So anyway, yeah, and I guess he's a sheep for it. Oh, Andy's wife said, Andy's wife and him loved it. That's great to hear. We don't get what's happening, but we're like, I love Lucy style. Exactly. Yeah. I don't get what's happening either. Okay. Maybe it's not just me that doesn't know what's happening. So yeah, maybe I'm the only one who, I was thinking I was the only one who's a little confused, because I thought I was missing out like how it fit into the Marvel timeline, because I don't mind if it goes back to like 2014 Marvel or something, you know, but I was just confused as to like where it was taking place on the timeline. But 2 out of, you know, the 2 people in the chat who I've read so far are also confused about the timeline. So maybe that's the idea here. I don't know, but I'll give it the full first season before I totally write it off. But I'm not as pumped about it as I was hoping I'd be. Yeah, same. I think it's a cool idea. I actually really liked the third episode. Okay, well, I'll have to watch that. And it looks like that one's in color, so I don't know. Maybe that'll change stuff. And she was like seeing just the color red in the second episode. And I was just like, well, what's going on here? Anyway, Talos of Movie Reviews Wonder Pets Edition. Wonder Pets. Are you okay, Mike? You having a seizure over there? Wonder Pets. What's that? Wyatt agrees with me. Says you're drunk, go to bed. I don't think he's drunk because he's likely doing some other things. Yeah, you should definitely, hopefully he's okay. Andy's wife, Landy. Wow. We're just mixing up all the names. Why don't we just put all of the letters to all of our names inside of a blender and stick it on like pulsate for 5 minutes and then just see what we have left after that? I feel like I should mention that I haven't seen The Mando. Ah! Okay, deal. I will put in a box all 2 seasons of The Mandalorian for you if you put in a box a little thing of maple syrup. I'm kidding, but you should definitely watch it. Okay. Oh my God, Wonder Pets was my childhood. Wonder Pets. Okay, what's Wonder Pets? I don't know what Wonder Pets is. I don't know. Grant, what are you still doing here? You said you were leaving. What are you doing? Go away. We don't want you anymore. You've had too much fun. Okay. I'll share my theory on TMR video podcast or podcast. There you go. You should do that. I think it's intentionally not giving us answers. I like that because I'm a big fan of Lost. Yeah. So I didn't actually like Lost. I watched the first couple episodes of it, but I got so confused. And like, then some of my family members were also watching Lost, but they're like a couple seasons ahead of me on Netflix. And I saw like one episode and they're all like looking for numbers and I just got really confused. So I haven't gotten into it, Lost, and that's not really my genre from what I can tell. I kind of like the simple to follow things like The Mandalorian. But I have faith that Marvel will pull something together here because Marvel is Marvel and WandaVision has a lot of money behind it. So they'll figure something out, I'm sure. Neem smoothie. Yes, exactly. That's what you'd get if you put all the letters in a smoothie. Hi, I'm Serve. I'm going to impersonate Andy. Gamer Model Y Mike. Hi, I'm Sir Dirofurgushnivk, and I have so many questions. Yes, we will have you on the podcast to discuss your controversial views on Lost at some point. I hope you're talking to me because I have lots of controversial views on Lost. Wonder Pets was the adventure of a guinea pig, turtle, and duck, and they were superheroes. Wow, that sounds a lot like Bolt. And was he a guinea pig? No, he was a hamster. That guy was a hamster. Okay. Well, maybe I need to look up this Wonder Pets thing. I wonder if that's on Disney+. Hello, Julian. Welcome. No worries that you're late. Glad you could join us. This show will be live on this channel every week at this time. So tune in next week and there'll be another show. So yeah. Hi, Julian. Thanks. Also, once I have a break from school, I'm planning on bringing all of the season of Mando. Yes, binging all of the season of Mando. You definitely do that. Please do that because, it's good. Very good. Lost is an amazing show. 4, 8, 15, 16, 32, 42. No, 23, 42. I'm actually dyslexic, so you got to forgive me on that. Hopefully WandaVision doesn't fall into Iron Man 2, 3. But I don't think it will. I think WandaVision is a unique enough approach. I think that what killed Iron Man 2 and 3 was it was basically Iron Man 1, but with a different bad guy twice. And it was kind of just getting boring. But I think WandaVision is a unique enough direction that it doesn't really... I don't think people are going to have a problem with it being too regular. Because my curiosity is definitely piqued, but I'm just like not into it. Like I'm not. If I wanted to sit down and watch a black and white 4x3 TV show that had a laugh track, I'd probably watch Leave It to Beaver because that's what I grew up with. I love Leave It to Beaver. But seeing Vision and Wanda on like the big screen here is in my very small iPhone screen, and them obviously like doing kind of fake CG type things, like anytime Vision walks through a couch or whatever, like it's like if this was actually from period piece, I'd be impressed. Like, oh, how did they get that guy to walk through the couch? But like, it's not a period piece. This is from 2021. So anyway. Wasn't Bolt a dog? Yes, Bolt was a dog, but his sidekick was, I believe, a hamster, right? And so not a guinea pig, but guinea pigs are lots of fun to hold. If Randy's still in the chat, Wednesday is the best guinea pig ever. Fact check. Yes, Grant, I was fact checked. I appreciate you fact checking me. That's not what I was talking about, though. I'm amazed you remember those numbers. I can't even remember my phone number. That is so true. I only have memorized at this point. I used to have quite a few numbers memorized. At this point, if there was a gun to my head, I didn't have my iPhone, and I had to make, maybe not a gun to my head, but like if I was arrested or something, I had to like give a phone number to call someone. I only know 2 numbers. My phone number and my grandpa's phone number. So if I ever end up in the slammer, it'll be my grandpa getting the one call. Hopefully he's awake, because that would not be good. Yeah, there's just I know I should memorize more numbers, but why would I want to memorize 9 characters when I could just literally click the shortcut on my phone app to talk to whoever I want to? JK, I know the number, just not what I had for breakfast. Oh, okay. Well, you got me going on about how we can't remember numbers, and then you bait and switch me. But I am dyslexic, so I'm pretty sure you're supposed to give me a break on that. Nick is dystopian. Yes, I'm actually dystopian. Welcome to the wild world of Nick's dystopianism. Today we will be talking about all of the crazy aliens which will be landing tomorrow on the Earth. That's exactly how dystopian I am, just in case you were wondering. Hey man, am I dropping frames again? Oh my gosh, what is going on here? It like goes, the bit rate nosedives to like 1,000, and then it just sneaks right back up to 2,000, and I'm just like, I don't know what's going on. I'm going to definitely restart my computer next time. Why, sir, do you want an answer for your war? Do you want to answer for your war crimes? Yes, I did steal light bulbs, so. Show made more sense, and you pick up the Easter eggs on the second time. Ah, okay. That's probably fair. With every show, you pick up on more things the second time, though. To be fair, I didn't watch the first half of Lost on a treadmill, and I did not like the treadmill. That's very fair. I did not like the treadmill either. Don't think I've seen a movie TV show more than once, in the exception of Finding Nemo and Black Panther. Those are very good exceptions there, buddy. But wow, that is... It's pretty impressive. One hit wonders, huh? Mark needs to stop getting into hostage situations. Actually, I just need to pick better friends. Looking at you, Mr. Andy, Mr. Landy, Mr. Model Y Gamer, and Mr. Schmott. You all need to be picked better friends. Grant, too. Nick Amasar wasn't announced. Oh. No, I know it wasn't announced, but there is actually the Talos of Food podcast, which is exclusively Nick's ASMR from like a year and a half ago. So the audio quality is pretty trash, and I didn't really know what I was doing at the time. Neither do I really know now. Hey, we're just about at an hour. Let's go ahead and announce that we'll be stopping the stream in about 2 minutes. So if you have any final thoughts or questions or things that you wanted to slide in there for me to respond and look at, now would be the time to start typing, because I'm going to go off the air in just about 120 seconds. 119, 118, 117, 116, 115, 114, 113, 112, 111, 110, 109, 108, 107, 106, 105, 104, 103, 102, 101, 100, 99, 98, 97, 96, 95. Okay, I'm tired of doing this. I can't count backwards some days. Good at Life says, I listen to Talos of Food in my free time. Wow. Are you the one person who's watching Talos of Food podcasts? That is definitely a waste of your life. I'm very sorry. Oh my goodness. Grant says, see if this makes sense. Bicylic ditch? I don't think I'm allowed to say that word, so I don't know what you're talking about. Hello, Landon. Welcome. You're at the tail end of this one. How will you all be streaming the SN9 launch? Well, evidently Drew started up a Talos of Space Twitch account, which I wasn't aware that he was going to be doing that, so there's that. I believe he streamed for a little bit today until it looks like they canceled the launch. So whenever it happens, Drew will probably be doing something live. And then pretty soon after that, DJ and I will probably record a Talos of Space podcast to go over all the details. I don't have any serious live streaming plans for the SN9 launch. I'll definitely be there and be watching it live, though, because, SpaceX. Yeah, see, that's where I thought you were going with that, and I don't think I'm going to be reading that one, Mr. Grant. So you can know what that means in the back of your head. All right, I think we are definitely past our hour and 1 minute here. Oh, and there we go. Literally, as I say that, 2 more comments. So let's get to them, and then we'll call it a day. No SN launch till Elon and FAA hug. Exactly. I don't know what's going on with them too, but they need to just hug and make up. I don't know why they have spaceships when Nick can touch the moon. Mind blown! Yes! Why do we need spaceships when I can literally just stand up and touch the moon? Have you ever seen the Pixar short La Luna, I believe? And it's about an old man, a dad, and a little boy who their primary job is to sweep the moon. So, if you have not seen that, definitely go ahead and watch that on Disney+. And before I go, I would like to announce to all 6 people in the chat at the moment, in just a few minutes, I will be dropping my very first Nick Picks video, which will be going up on the Nick Picks YouTube channel. It's a new weekly video that I'll be doing every week about photography, videography, or cinematography. And this week's episode is actually inspired by someone who I have not seen in the chat today, Connor, who was on Twitter, who was asking about some lens choices. So it goes through what lenses I use and what lenses I recommend and what lenses I have used in the past. So I'd highly recommend you checking it out. It's probably one of the highest produced videos I've made to date, which is great because it's about medium YouTube quality. So only place to go is up. So I appreciate you guys hanging out. Check out the Nick Picks YouTube channel, and obviously follow me at Nick Ansuini, NICANSUINI, on Twitter, Instagram, and all the other fun stuff out there. I appreciate you guys hanging out, and I hope that you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one.